what is up guys? So we're going to be doing a True King Dino deck profile today. Last time we did Shadows, which was ages ago. It was a really long time ago, like, I don't know, almost half a year ago, but that was the only deck profile I did for Dinos, so I figure I might as well do one for True Kings. Ultimately, I do find the Shadow Dinos to be a lot more fun than this particular version, but overall, the True King Dinos definitely provide the best competitive option for you here, so definitely try it out, and if not, then I will still also be making a pure variant of Dinos as well, so be sure to check that out when it comes out. But overall, this will be the first of the dinosaur decks I'll be actually making. This one works really well for the competitive standpoint, and it's something I definitely have confidence in when I'm going to a locals or something like that. But overall, let's begin. 2 copies of Ultimate Conductor. Now, you might think, oh, why am I not playing 3? Well, this is not the pure version. I might actually bump it up to 3 if we're playing the pure version. However, for this particular version, 2 is definitely more than enough for what it is. So let's put this up here. And next we have 2 copies of Overtex Coatless. Overtex is definitely one of the greatest cards here to obviously ditch off with the Oviraptor. Ultimately, it will help add our double evolution pills, so for that reason we're playing Coatless there. His secondary effect to be summoned out with the double evolution pill is also not too bad as well, given he has the capabilities to actually negate stuff as well. So you could do that, however he's mostly just to use as a search material to actually get your double evolution pill. Now, of course, for any dinosaur deck, sadly, we do have to play Oviraptor. I say sadly because it kind of affects other dinosaur decks as well, meaning no matter what dinosaur deck you're playing, be it pure dinos or dino wrestlers, you're going to have to play the Oviraptor because it is the best searcher for the deck. It's just generic for all dinosaurs in general, and although I don't like it for the fact that it takes away the purity of a particular deck I want to build, it is still one of the greater cards that you definitely need in this particular deck. Moving on, we are playing 3 copies of Miscellaneousaurus here. Obviously, this comes back to 3. It's going to make dinos a big buff. As a result, it definitely is a really amazing card, and it just protects your dinos. The fact that it can summon more out as well. Really hard to believe why it actually came back to 3, but I guess I will definitely have to see how it performs in this particular format. So yeah, just adjusting the top there. Of course, the 1 copy of Giant Rex, you could play this at 2 if you want, but overall I think 1's more than enough. Definitely does the job here. Most likely I'll be ditching it off with the Soul-Eating Oviraptor, and as a result it will be banished off with the double evolution pill. I will have to say I am not playing Gold Sarcophagus in this deck. I feel like Gold Sarcophagus is not really worth it, particularly for the 1 card Giant Rex. So overall, I'm choosing not to play Gold Sarcophagus in here just to fit in other cards that I think are more suitable. We're going to be playing 3 copies of Baby Ceratosaurus. Might seem a bit much, but overall, it hasn't really come up as a big problem for me, so I'm pretty happy with it at 3 at the moment. However, you could alter the ratios between the Baby Ceratosaurus as well as the Petite Pterodon. This is definitely not the best of them, but overall it can still bring out a lot of decent dinosaurs as well. It's just level 4 higher. Baby Ceratosaurus definitely has the better option here, and you could use the Baby Ceratosaurus to actually bring out the Jirac Aolo as well, whereas Petite Pterodon can only bring out level 4 or higher, which that's why I'm playing only one of them. But Jirac Aolo basically helps you go into your synchro plays. Even so, when he's special summoned out, you could also do a few other things as well, which is definitely just more interesting. So yeah, I just added it in, but if you guys don't feel inclined to play it, then don't bother. I also played the Tyranno Infinity. This card obviously works well with the double evolution pill, definitely boosting up the dinosaur or his particular attack up very high so that the opponent can't really do anything about it. Then we have Dogoran. Dogoran is the kaiju that can be searched out because it is a dinosaur, so there's not much to really explain there. He's just a really great card to deal with those difficult monsters that your opponent is actually playing. Now, of course, this is a True King variant, so we are playing 3 copies of Agni Mazud, and we are also playing 3 copies of Barastos as well. And because of that, it makes for what this deck is, the True King engine, and it's definitely really amazing. Obviously, it helps you bring out your Vanisher, and pretty much just deals the job with the opponent here. Even though they kaiju your Vanisher, you'll already be activating the effect. As a result, they can't really do anything for the rest of the turn. It's a really amazing card. Alright, so onto the spells. Obviously, we are playing True Kings, so we will have to play 3 copies of Dragonic Diagram. Diagram is just a really amazing card to help search for your True Kings, and it also destroys your particular cards as well, including cards like Baby Ceresaurus, or perhaps even Giant Rex, or maybe your Petite Pterodon, ultimately triggering off their effects. So Diagram definitely has great synergy, which is why this card is actually being played, or rather why True Dinos actually, not True Dinos, True Kings actually being able to synergize with the Dinos, and it works really well together. Of course, being a dinosaur deck, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Fossil Dig because it will search out your dinosaurs. We are obviously playing 2 copies of the Double Evolution Peel. I think 2's more than enough. Very crazy that this card actually spiked up to $15 each. Really, really insane. But overall, it is an insanely good card. It's just at the time when I got them, they were only like $2 each. So pretty crazy that they actually bumped up in price that crazy there. But it just goes to show you how good the deck can actually be and the potential of what it did. Terraformings to obviously search out your diagrams. We are not playing Lost World in this particular deck. I think it's a bit cloggy. I'd rather play Lost World in a pure variant. The one Raigeki just deals with a lot of the opponent's monsters, and as a result, they wouldn't be able to do anything. I still hate hand traps a lot for the fact that it just negates so many of my things. For example, seeing that my opponent constantly uses Ash against Oviraptor, it's kind of unfortunate, so I gotta play the 3 Called by the Grave. I'm also playing the Monster Reborn just for extenders, but yeah, ultimately the Called by the Grave is definitely a big help in this particular deck, stopping our opponents from being able to do much. But I also am playing 2 copies of Torrential Tribute. I think it works well with your True Kings triggering off their effects. At the same time, you also have Baby Ceresaurus and Petite Pterodon, so you're never going to be left with an empty field here. So Torrential is definitely a really nice card that I'm just deciding to actually play 2 copies of. Alright, so onto the extra deck, we're playing 1 copy of Evolzar Lagia, obviously the card that will negate anything pretty much, just a really amazing card. We are also playing 1 copy of Evolzar Dolka, specific more so to monster effects, but overall it's worth playing at least 1 of each. It's a True King deck, so we're going to be playing True King of all Calamities. So every time I kept mentioning Vanisher, I did mean Calamities. It was just I was mentioning the OCG name for it. But yeah, you're playing 1 copy of it. You could bump it up to 2, but overall, there are definitely other options you can go for as well, such as Tornado Dragon as part of our Spell Trap Destruction. Castell to deal with really big pesky monsters. Baguska just for a bit of setup to actually allow you to be able to do things. Time Thief Redo, I think this is a really amazing card for being able to just steal your opponent's cards, generate definite advantage here from some cases. So definitely something I really like playing so far. We are playing the Naturia Beast. Obviously, we have the Chirac Aolo, and pretty much you'll be Synchro Summoning to go for Beast. Now, Aolo is a fire monster, and Naturia Beast does require an Earth Tuner, so how are we actually going to change it? Well, very simple. We're actually going to be playing the Reprodochus. So Reprodochus will actually change the attribute of Chirac Aolo into Earth, and together with your Giant Rex, you can go for your Naturia Beast here. So it might seem a little weird, because obviously the chances of you even being able to get that out is very unlikely now that we no longer have Summon Sorceress, but overall, it does sometimes occur, and as a result, Reprodochus and Naturia Beast is just something I add on to the extra deck. However, if you feel you don't want to play these particular cards, you can take them out and put in the Utopia package instead. For other things we're playing the Nightmare Phoenix as well as the Nightmare Cerberus. These cards just act as pretty much a toolbox of links as well, so it's definitely quite nice. We are also playing one copy of the Yugioh because it is definitely very possible. We're playing Topologic Bomber Dragon. It synergizes incredibly well with your True Kings as well as your Baby Ceresaurus and Petite Pterodon. Nightmare Griffin for a bit of floodgating, and to help OTK our opponents, we're playing the Underclock Taker. In fact, it synergizes quite well with the True Kings, being that you can reduce your opponent's monsters based on your True King's attack. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck profile, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, then obviously leave it in the comments section down below. But in the meantime, hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.